Hey, what's up? Nick here with another devlog of my game Inspire. It's been another super exciting month of development for the game, and this is what I've been working on. Treasure hunting and wave spawners, an Inspire feature called the plane flyover, seasonal events which aren't just cosmetics, and explodable barrels. To start off with, the first milestone was actually populating the levels of Stormfall and Arctic Ridge. Stormfall is a level with a huge waterfall based off Iceland. It's also the theme, as the name already says, is storm. So there are a lot of enemies with the theme of storm in there, lots of storm abilities. And one other thing that I added in this zone is a big plane, like also similar to the Iceland plane. I basically took the things that I really think are really epic from Iceland, like that old plane that you see in a lot of pictures and that really big waterfall without the tourists. Yeah, those are basically the main focal point lore-wise and story-wise of that zone. There's also some flora in there, and the flora has something to do with the storm theme. I also like to do approach each zone like artistically, as with a singular or like with one major focus. In this case it was storm. So that's where the whole zone is made out of. And there's also some cool secrets in there which I won't spoil, but you will see once you get to play the game yourself. The other zone that I've been populating is Arctic Ridge. That also got now all the enemies and all the loot containers, all the loot tables, all the little story elements. The environmental storytelling is done there as well. The theme for this level is snow and ice, so it's really cold there. There's also like a cold system in place, so you need to make sure that your body stays warm, otherwise you will freeze to death. So another different kind of gameplay element for this zone. It's a really cool zone, I feel, both in daytime and nighttime. It's just a really nice, eerie but beautiful place, if I dare say so myself. Talking about populating the levels, there's now a treasure hunting system and a wave spawner system. Basically how it works, next to finding consumables, equipment, abilities, weapon upgrades, you can now also find treasure and hunt for treasure. Treasures are scattered around all the zones. They can be randomly found during your travels throughout the world. Once you head over to a treasure site, which is like a rocky kind of place which really fits with the biome, there will be a wave spawner that starts, and basically there will be a miner being placed automatically, 3D printed or something. Not sure how I do that lore wise yet, but once you approach it, a miner will be placed, and then waves of enemies will spawn to try to kill the miner and stop you from getting the valuable resource. You need to protect the miner and defeat the enemies, and if you do that for a long enough time, once the miner has completed this mining process, then you can get the valuable treasure, which you can then sell back in the city for some really well earned money. These wave spawners are really cool because I can use them for all different kind of things. I can just set events to spawn enemies at random and have them already like fit the right biomes. I think that's a really cool addition to the game. Another thing that I talked about in the past a lot is the Inspire battle system. A new thing that's been added to that is a plane flyover. It's basically an airstrike, because I really love in Call of Duty when there's like an airstrike. It's really an awesome feeling. So once you kill a certain amount of enemies, you can get a chance to spawn an airstrike, and the plane will fly over your head and it will launch really big missiles at enemies. So it's really cool and helpful thing, and also makes you feel that you got some backup in your fight against the aliens. In the past I already talked about the seasons, and I've showcased the seasons, like all the 4 seasons that you can encounter through in your travels. Now there are also slowly but surely being added new events that really fit a certain season actually. So for instance, there are flora and fauna that only spawns at a certain season. Lakes can be frozen in the winter season, so you can travel around it. Forest fire can rage through the summer season in certain biomes. Some flora or fauna will only spawn at certain seasons. So it's a really cool dynamic thing that really makes this game feel more alive and makes you want to come back to previous levels, because they might be totally changed depending on the season. The final milestone that I've achieved the past month is explodable barrels. I've been playing God of War recently, God of War Ragnarok, and it got these explodable barrels, and I thought that could be cool for the game as well. So there are now 3 explodable barrels. There are explosive barrels which do like a big blast radius with a lot of damage. There's poison barrels which do damage over time if you stay in the zone where the poison is currently at. And the storm barrel will shock enemies and players in place. So that's also something that you can really use to your strategic advantage. those are the main milestones that I've achieved the past month, next to all the small little tweaks and fixes that also always creep back in. I really hope you enjoyed this update in the development of Inspire. If you like what I do and want to support the game, wishlisting means a lot. Wishlisting makes sure that Steam knows that the game is being looked at and people have interest in the game. It wouldn't cost you a thing, but helps me as a developer out quite a lot. But that's all for me this month. I really hope you have an awesome week, and I'll see you all on the next video. Take care, bye bye.